pictures, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. Yeah, you'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye.
Hello.
Welcome, everyone.
Episode 9. Who
Yes,
knew we would make it
we're
this
almost
far?
there.
I didn't think we'd make it this far.
Yeah, I can't believe the next episode's gonna be our 10th one.
Yeah. I'm usually like a person who totally like backs out of like projects and stuff. I never really finish anything I start, so
Yeah,
like, or even like I'm just bad with consistency, so it's awesome.
yeah,
we
that's
got
fair.
we got the 9th one rolling. It's a Monday. It's the 7th of March, and
Temperature is 24 degrees Fahrenheit here
Yeah.
in northern Wisconsin.
here it's about 21.
Oh,
Yeah.
so in the north is warmer. That's
Well,
a first.
it's the lake effect, dude.
Thought the lake effect usually made things cooler.
Not in the winter. In the winter, it keeps things more temperate.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, man. Because, like, anyways, enough about temperature. Let's get into the meat of what we've been talking about for the past 9 episodes, and that's the conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah. How
Because
about those U.S. sanctions on Russia?
yeah, well, I mean, first I think we should say that last podcast we were talking about, well, is Russia going to invade? And, you know, finally they did. I mean,
Yeah.
let's just start off with that. I mean,
Yeah, this is no Cold War scenario. This is a full-blown invasion.
yeah. It's not full blown, but it's pretty much, it's underway. I mean,
Hey, there are missiles being fired at Ukraine. I think that's pretty full-blown to me.
yeah, true. Fair enough. I mean, but I mean, there's like
And
less,
assassination attempts, too?
yeah, there's less boots on the ground than you'd think, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's more technology and stealth.
Well, that's like the way wars are going nowadays. It's like the days of the front
Yeah, I
lines.
suppose.
It's they're over. I mean, but it's gonna be pretty interesting to see what comes of it. You know, I think it's pretty much propaganda, but they've been
Yeah.
saying that the Ukraine has been faring pretty well, like shooting down tons of Russian aircraft.
Yeah, you
Tons
got
of
the Ghost of
helicopters.
Ukraine.
Yeah, that was like Ukrainian propaganda, I'm pretty sure. There's propaganda on both sides.
Okay.
And I mean, all those people who are saying, oh, you know, Russia is so evil for doing this, it's like, oh, I'm pro-Ukrainian, to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
But there
Yeah.
are reasons Russia did it. It's not like they're doing
Yeah,
it just because they're fucking crazy.
Yeah, the people that say that Ukraine is not Ukraine. The people that are saying Russia is evil for doing this. They don't know the whole story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even really know the full history. I just understand
Same.
where Russia's coming from. That being said, it's still like, fuck Russia, I'm Ukraine all the way, but it's like those people who are like the same people who are like worried that like some Middle Eastern countries have nukes and like and that North Korea has nukes. It's like, yeah, they have nukes, but it's like nobody's a big enough
Yeah.
idiot to launch a fucking nuke at the United States, you know?
Or at anyone for that matter.
Yeah.
Like, this is a whole, like, nowadays I feel like it's a bit of a World War One scenario where once you attack one country, a bunch more will shoot back at you.
What, you think it's going to be like World War III?
I'm not saying that, like, the situation right now, but I
You're
mean,
saying
like,
there's
if
potential.
someone, like, fired a nuke at one nation, like, say, like, Russia decides to launch a nuke over at, Great Britain for some reason, you have the rest of NATO backing Britain up and firing back at Ukraine, not Ukraine, Russia, what am I saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
It's a whole World War One scenario where it ends up developing into a world war because of all the alliances that are out there.
I do think it's kind of funny that we convinced Ukraine that we'd protect their sovereignty if they gave up all their nukes, and then they give up all their nukes and we're not protecting their sovereignty.
Yeah. Hey, we're doing a lot right now. Like, guess what Russia can't do right now? They won't be able to see Sonic the Hedgehog 2. As if Putin cares.
Yeah. But sanctions aren't protection. Like, when you vow to be a protectorate, like, that's like if this state goes to war, yeah, you send troops, you also declare war. That's the way it works in Europa Universalis, so that's the way it works in the real world.
Yeah. Like, one day I thought it would be kind of interesting to see, like, who are these two leaders, the Ukrainian leader and the Russian leader, like, what are their interests, to, like, relate to them a bit more. So I looked it up, and Putin, he's a pretty cool guy. Like, he goes hunting shirtless, he lives, and he doesn't really drink that much. He's living a healthy and cool lifestyle, so I'm like, you know what? That guy's pretty cool. And then, on the other hand, you got Zelensky over for Ukraine. I guess before becoming president, he was a comedian. I'm like, dang, that's pretty impressive.
That's really weird. I mean,
yeah, and he was an actor on a sitcom where he actually played as a president, and his whole political party is based around that persona, where he just mocked his opponents into becoming president.
So he's kind of like who is that president? I'm blanking on his name right now. You know who I'm talking about. The guy who was an actor before he was president.
Oh, Ronald Reagan.
Reagan, yep, yeah, Reagan.
Yeah, so he's kind of like him, but Reagan wasn't really much of a comedian. This guy was straight up a comedian. Which I found interesting. I've never heard of a comedian going on to becoming president and actually succeeding. Or I don't know if we call it succeeding, but he's president.
What do you think his bits were?
I don't know. Like, I didn't really read too much. I just know that he was a comedian and he played as a president on this one TV show. It says his attitude was similar to his TV character, as he vowed to crack down on corruption and promote a more centrist administration, so...
I bet his bits were all about lettuce and shit.
Yeah, I'd have to look up some of his bits to see if I can find any.
Well, they're in Ukrainian, bro. I don't know if you'd be able to understand.
Hey, I made it past level 1 in Ukrainian.
I mean, jokes lose their humor through translation.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you can't translate jokes very well because there's so much localisms and stuff like that. Like,
slangs.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. But
yeah.
I bet it was all like babushka humor, and that's why he got popular with the babushkas, and that's why he became president.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's funny that he used some of his bits against his political opponents to become president.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, like, he was just mocking all of his opponents, and the people loved it, and they're like, yeah, you know what, we need this guy in office.
I mean, it worked
now
with
his life is threatened by Russia wanting to
worked-
assassinate him.
it worked with Trump.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I
he
mean-
just made fun of his opponents and got into office.
Yeah. He's so funny. Like, I loved his debates with Hillary.
Yeah.
Well, and Hillary's campaign was just so bad. Like part of her campaign was that she was cool. She's
yeah,
like,
that's so shit.
yeah, I am cool, and I like having fun, and I also like creating fun for others. And it's like, we can all
With
tell.
those kids.
Yeah, we can all tell you are just so far removed from any. Like, she was so far removed from any sort of everyday person.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell, like, I bet. Well, Trump too, but at least like Trump knows how to deal with everyday people because he's kind of like a businessman, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, he actually like understands somewhat
Yeah.
how that would work.
But he's still so far removed. Like, they're both just so old and rich. They don't understand
Yeah,
how
that's the issue nowadays. We don't get real people in office anymore. We have all these people that have just been removed from that part of the world. Like they're all in their own little bubble in that Congress.
True.
Or like, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, because like Trump was out of touch too, but like Trump just had this natural charisma where like he would just say shit and like people would be like, yeah, I agree with that, or at least at least they would find it kind of fucking absurdly funny.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, Hillary, she stinks. She stinks. Her pussy stinks. Have you heard this? People are saying this. You would say that, which I thought was so funny. That's just what people are saying.
Yeah.
Just a way to like devalue anything he said. Like, it's like, oh, I didn't say that. It's just what people are saying. Have you heard this? People are saying this.
Yeah. Gotta love those political those political elections. They can get really heated.
Well, yeah. This one really wasn't, because like Biden really didn't have much fight in him, because they didn't let Biden talk. You could tell, like, you can tell he's like reading a card half the time, and
Yeah.
I mean, like, Biden just shut it down because he wouldn't fire back. He would just say stuff like, "Would you shut up, man?" You know.
True. Although that was a pretty good defense.
Yeah. I think after he said, poor kids are just as talented as white kids, they like decided not to actually like let him talk to any real journalists or like other politicians anymore.
Yeah, they're like, okay, this guy's had enough.
Yeah, like, I don't think he's actually doing anything in office. I think it's all his cabal, and then he's just figureheading, because like the reason I think he made it is because he was Obama's VP for sure.
Oh yeah, he had that little bit of political fame, kind of like what Trump had in the 2016 election. Except it was more of it was a little different. Like Trump had that fame plus the fact that he wasn't like any other politician, and then Biden, he was like every other politician, but had that fame of being Obama's VP.
I don't know, man. I mean, Trump is the same. Trump is like any other politician. I hated that rhetoric because it's like, yeah, he doesn't like talk like any other politician, but he still screws over the middle and lower class. He's not quote unquote draining the swamp.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I never understood why people said that. Like, and he said he's gonna cut ties with Israel and all this stuff, and he didn't. But,
Yeah.
let's let's move on from politics. Politics, I don't like.
The politics here.
Yeah, I don't like getting into them because I'm very opinionated about them. But you know, if I wanted to talk about my opinions, it would have to be like a full podcast, and I kind of want to keep this podcast not apolitical, but neutral. Yeah, like I think both sides deserve some
unbiased.
Yeah, well, both sides deserve their fair share of shit. So I'm gonna throw hands at both sides because I don't like either of them. But let's
So yeah, speaking of Ukraine, fuck them.
I don't know. It's a beautiful, beautiful area, beautiful country. If there's one thing I've learned over the years, man, it's that countries don't really exist.
Nah, what makes you say that?
Cultures do, man. Have you ever gone to like the West Coast versus the East Coast? It's a completely different
I haven't been to the West Coast, but like I know it's so different.
It's a different fucking planet. Like it doesn't matter if you're both from quote unquote America. They're different people. It's like with different ideas and they want to do different things. So yeah, they have the government over them, but like these countries, they don't exist. Like cultures do more than anything.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's part of the Ukraine that like considers themselves Russian, bro. So it's like just because they're living in
the Croatia area.
Well, the Balkans are completely a different story. Like, I don't want to get into the Balkans because that's very the Serbs and the Croats, and that was really messy.
Yeah,
it's just
I thought Croatia was a region in Ukraine, isn't it?
Croatia's a country, bro.
Oh shit! I could have sworn like a few years ago, like Russia.
You're thinking of Crimea.
Crimea, yeah, that's it.
That's a peninsula, and I'm pretty sure it's not part of the Ukraine.
It was, I thought, and then Russia took it.
Well, yeah, Russia annexed it, but I don't think it was part of the Ukraine.
Huh.
I'm looking it up real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have sworn it was.
I mean, let me see. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was part of the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they annexed it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Well, you thought it was Croatia, motherfucker.
No, you're putting words in my mouth now.
I can go back. This is recorded, so I can go back and see this shit.
No, you can't.
Dude, but one thing that's like, I guess if we're going to stay on the Ukraine topic, I think it's funny that people are volunteering to go over there and fight for the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Idiots. Like, there are a couple posts on Reddit, and like, there's this guy who's like, oh yeah, what should I expect in a combat zone in the Ukraine? And then you look at his Reddit history, and it's all just like, he like posts like on Battlefield, like he plays Battlefield like 14 hours a day.
Which one?
I don't know,
probably
man.
Probably 4.
Does it matter?
I mean, it's probably the new one.
But I mean, does it matter, dude? Like, he thinks that it's gonna be really like Battlefield. Like, I don't know if he knows this, but like, I'm pretty sure war is boring. Like, it's not like Battlefield, dude. Like, there's no action.
There's a lot of standstills.
Yeah. There's like no action, and there's chances are you aren't going to be put at the front lines. Chances are you're going to be like refilling a canteen, like, or like repairing drones or something.
Yeah, that's right. Drones do more of the frontline work nowadays.
Yeah, like most of it. Like, I mean, like the action you're going to get is going to be getting hit by a missile. You're not going to be shooting at people. Like,
Yeah.
there's almost no infantry like combat anymore. So like anyone who thinks that it's gonna be like cool like Battlefield, no, no, it's
Yeah,
not.
there's no more brawn in war. It's all in the mind.
Well, also, his fat ass is probably like 250 pounds if he plays Battlefield 14 hours a day, or he's like one of those really fucking skinny nerdy guys. Like, dude, you're gonna go there and people are gonna make fun of you. Because like the Ukraine
Yeah.
is still a working class country, like where people aren't fat as fuck yet.
Yeah,
They're getting there. They're getting there. I mean,
but they're still hard at work.
well, I mean, they're still relatively fit compared to the Western world.
Yeah.
I mean, I love like. I'm gonna sound like really shitty because I mean I'm not in great shape right now myself, but I love when really like out of shape people overestimate what they can do.
Yeah.
Like I must have known at least like 20 kids at my high school who were like fat as fuck, being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna join the army."
Oh,
It's
because
like,
of that Battlefield experience.
yeah,
Or Call of Duty. Back then it was more Call of Duty.
yeah. It's like, dude, you can't even stand for more than 10 minutes. Like,
I
those
guess
kids.
they expect that boot camp to put them right into shape, but
Yeah,
or maybe they're not. Maybe they're not expecting to even go to boot camp. Just go straight there. They don't know about boot camp.
yeah. They don't like understand the army at all. Those kids would
Yeah.
always be like, "Oh yeah, what's the move?" and shit like that too. They would like say slang like, "What's the move?" and it's like, bro, can you move? Like, and you can always
Yeah,
like
you-
hear them breathing too. Like, we had a lot of like really big kids at our school that would take up the hallway.
Well, you had a lot of kids at your school in general.
Yeah, I know, but then it's like even more apparent when someone is taking up half the hallway. You know what I mean?
They're the reason why the hallways are as wide as they are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the place I work at now, it's like those fuckers too. I mean, like you see some huge
Started there
people.
now?
Well, no, I'm talking about
Wilderness.
at the wilderness.
Okay.
Like these tourists, it's like I don't know, bro. Like
Yeah.
if I was that fat, I would not be going on vacation. I'd be going on the vacation from food, motherfucker. If I were you,
Yeah. Man,
Like,
fucking tourists. It's always them. They're the big ones.
yeah. I don't get it. It's like, how are these people getting time off? Like, how are these people rich? Like, you're huge. Aren't you eating all the food you're making? Like, all the
Yeah.
money you're making?
Back in ancient Rome, I read this. Apparently, being fat was a sign of power and wealth,
Well, yeah.
because you
I
could
mean,
afford whatever you want, and most of them would just spend on food.
yeah, dude. I mean, that was the way it was throughout the Middle Ages, too. Like, you could only get fat if you had some sort of opulence because, like, bro, all the poor people, they're working in the fields all day.
Yeah,
Eating,
they don't got the money for all that food.
yeah. Now it's the opposite. It's
Yeah.
easier to be fat if you're poor because you can only afford shitty food.
That's actually crazy.
Well, it's because of industrialization.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's way easier to make foods that are just extremely processed and frozen,
Yeah.
and it's like nobody wants fresh food anymore. And it's like it's so accessible. Like think about back in the Middle Ages, they didn't have like fucking crackers or chips.
Yeah, they had to
or shit like
hunt
that.
down a fucking deer if they wanted the food or pick from the garden.
Yeah, and there's no way you can get fat from eating deer or vegetables. Like now it's like seed oils
if you
and
eat
shit like
enough.
that. No, I mean you would throw up before you ate enough deer meat to get fat. Think about how filling meat is.
Yeah, true.
Like, it's not going to happen. I mean, what's really fattening is the stuff that doesn't fill you up. Sugars and shit like that.
Okay, yeah, true. So how did they get? Did they have access to sugar in the Middle Ages?
Yeah, they had access to sugar, man.
Okay, I didn't know if that was like a Westworld find or
Well,
if they always had access.
cane sugar, like, wasn't as popular, but fruit sugars, dude, jams. Like, jams.
Okay, yeah.
Jams are, like, an old technology, so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
preserves.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's, like, I love when people say, oh yeah, I'm eating healthy, and it's like a fuck ton of grapes. It's like, yeah, that's probably better than a candy bar, but, like, that's just, like, grapes are just sugar and water and a little bit of fiber.
Yeah.
I love.
And then
What? Go ahead.
and then when they turn into jam and they like have it like just like spread on the bread and think that's healthy too.
Yeah.
Like that's even less healthy.
Yeah, I remember when Nutella was trying to say that they were healthy, and it's like a chocolate.
How are they healthy?
Yeah, but you remember that? That was back.
I don't remember that at all.
It was back like when I was in 8th grade. Everyone thought Nutella was healthy, and they were marketed as healthy.
I mean, it's a unique brand, but it's definitely not healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I love Nutella, but it's not healthy. But like people thought it was. I thought it was, dude.
Wow, you're one of the fools that believed it was healthy.
Yeah, dude, I was like, well, unless you do some research on nutrition, it's like you don't know how much you don't know. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Like, I remember being a fat fucking 9th grade, and like I remember eating like half a box of like cashews, so probably like 3,000 calories, and I was like, oh, it's okay, it's healthy, it's cashews. Like, cashews aren't fattening.
I thought you were gonna say he just ate a half a jar of Nutella on its own.
I've done that
like,
too.
Like per day.
Every day. Well, I remember every
just
day.
Just a daily dose of Nutella.
Every day for a snack, I would make this like peanut butter sandwich with a fuck ton of peanut butter. And then,
you remember first year of UWS?
Are you gonna talk about Colin's sandwich?
Oh, fuck his sandwich. No, I was gonna talk about my quintuple chocolate bowl of cereal.
Yes, dude, I have that video somewhere.
Shit.
I could not believe that.
I wanted to see how much chocolate I could get in there, and I realized I forgot to put Nutella in it. So I could have made it, well, what's the term? Hextuple?
Yeah.
I could have gone for the hextuple
Or
bowl of cereal.
Quintuple?
No, it was already quintuple. It would have been hextuple.
Oh, you mean sextuple?
Sextuple, yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's sex.
Yeah, sex. But yeah, it was a bowl of Cocoa Puffs. There was chocolate chips. Broken up Oreos. There was a couple scoops of Rocky Road ice cream in there. And fuck, what was the fifth one?
Wasn't it chocolate milk?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, instead of using white milk, I used chocolate milk on it. So yeah, quintuple.
This is so stupid. The thing I couldn't believe most, though, is I looked the next day, I was like, okay, there's no way he's going to get a dessert tomorrow. And then you did.
Dude, their desserts were good at that school.
I never ate any of them. Fuck that.
I'm
not a sugar guy. You know this. Like, I'll have Oreos every once in a while, but I'm more of a savory guy. My problem is chips and peanut butter. If I didn't eat chips or peanut butter, I would be shredded. Yeah, and nuts, yeah. I mean, but I don't know. I thought you were talking about Colin's sandwich.
Yeah, fuck that sandwich. Did you actually watch him make it too, or was that just me describing to you what was all on it?
No, I watched. We both. I watched it, and then I pointed it out to you, and then we both watched it.
He just kept stacking it. I'm like, dude, he's gonna eat all the team's food, like from the box. You could like make sandwiches from the that was bought with the money for this track meet, and he was just stacking everything on this one sandwich. I'm like, he's gonna eat all our food.
Because I remember on the bus ride over, because I think it was Winona, I believe. It was one of those Minnesota schools.
St. Mary's?
St. Cloud, wasn't it?
We never went to St. Cloud. They're a D2 school.
Well, it was whatever meet. Remember we were really late on the bus that day?
Yeah, St. Mary's.
Okay, yeah, it was St. Mary's. And I remember on the way over, I saw him get like a sandwich, you know, and a cheese stick, and
this was still on the bus?
And a yogurt. No. This was at the meet. But I saw him get all that food, so I was like, okay, you know, whatever. He probably hasn't had breakfast. But then, like, you know, this was like probably like 3 or 4 hours later, so I was like, there's no way he's hungry. But I saw him making a sandwich. I was like, oh, I wonder what he's gonna get. You know, there's no way he's hungry. And I saw him make it, and I remember going over to you and being like, dude, look at Colin's making a sandwich.
Yeah, fuck, there's so much on there.
He used like half that pack of ham.
Yes. It had to be at least half a pack of ham. And then some like American cheese singlets. And then top it off, he got some string cheese and started shredding it and putting that on the sandwich too.
There was three cheese singles, so like that's a lot. He put 2 on top and 1 at the bottom, and then he shredded the string cheese. I couldn't believe it. I don't even think I don't think he had ran yet either.
Hey, he was a sprinter at the time.
Yeah. He's just like one of those people you have to meet, because like if you were like, I guess if you're listening to the podcast and you don't know him, it probably sounds like we're making this guy up, like, or it would if we told other stories about him, you know.
Oh yeah.
He's a real.
You think he belongs on that one website with what's his face? Chan?
Chris Chan. Oh yeah,
Chris Chan.
Like if he were on the internet, yes, he would be on that site no matter what. Like, but he doesn't post enough about social media. Like the thing about that website, which you can't really name, I guess, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Fuck that. He would like definitely be on it, because that website like chronicles all those people who are crazy on social media.
Yeah. Remember his art website?
Yes. I wish we could show some of his art and critique it, but that would be cyberbullying.
Yeah, that actually would be cyberbullying.
Yeah. But
to open up, it started with a quote from Rocky and like how that's his favorite hero or whatever.
Yeah, he's obsessed with Rocky for some reason. I remember him
super obsessed, telling
me, like when I first met him, he just like telling me all about this fucking Rocky movie, which is not a good movie, by the way. But I'll say that for another conversation. But yeah, he's telling me about Rocky and then telling me about this like 50K he did, and I was like, oh, okay. Like he's like, yeah, my goal is to be a distance runner, but I want to be 250 pounds. And it's like, what the fuck? Like,
remember the joke that the distance guys made about like when he said that he ran a 50K? He lifted a lot to like get bigger arms, so all the distance runners are like, How do you run that 50K on his arms?
Yeah, I said that.
Oh yeah, it was you that said that shit.
Yeah. I was always the one making fun of him, and everyone thought I was a douche for it. And then other people started making fun of him, especially when he
Yeah.
slipped in the locker room that one day.
Wait, he slipped in the locker room? I don't remember this.
Yeah, he like fell really hard getting out of the shower for some reason. But I don't know. He's a nice guy, you know. He didn't deserve all the shit he got, but
Yeah, for sure. No. But
it's
it happened.
like you kind of have to like bully those people to like kind of get their
Good.
reality in check, though.
Yeah, get to a better place.
Because he was actually like kind of like delusional for a while.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this isn't your place. Like, you're not gonna fit in here, and your ideas aren't gonna match up with reality because you're not gonna be able to compete. You're just
Yeah.
too uncoordinated. You're just like,
I don't know how he thought he'd be a relatively good distance runner at all, whether it was from the 50K experience or like I don't know, like we ran our sprinting reps when we did our 200 reps for distance workouts. We ran those faster than his PR for the 200.
yeah. Well, and the other thing I don't understand is he like thought he was so like ripped, like,
Yeah.
but he wasn't. Like, he just looked like a normal guy.
Yeah. Oh, and dude, I don't know if you remember this, but remember second year at UWS, he decided to drop the whole sprinting thing and did strictly just distance. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
And his whole reasoning was like, you know, I'm not so good at the sprinting thing. It takes me a while to build up to my max speed.
Oh, yeah. And then he fell at that one meet.
Yeah. Had he not fallen, he would have ran a minute and 15 seconds faster.
Yeah. Didn't he run like 6:30 or something?
6:45.
Yeah.
And he wanted to run a 5:30.
I don't know. I mean, the whole thing kind of like, it's just like, it's really awkward for everyone involved.
Yeah. Especially Coach. The guy that never cuts people off the team.
Yeah, well, I mean, Coach should have just said, no, you can't be on the team, you know?
Well, he did cut him after that that mile race.
Yeah. But I mean, Coach should have just said no to begin with.
Yeah, it should not have lasted that long.
I mean, I'm sure he's like really good at something, you know?
Like
But-
his art.
What were you going to say? Sorry. Yeah.
I like
yeah.
his art.
Yeah, I'm sure he's like really good at art, but you know, that it just like physical activity just really isn't his sphere.
Yeah.
Like, he's not even really good at lifting, I'm sorry to say. But you know, let's go to something else.
Yeah, sounds good.
God, I was gonna bring something else up, but I totally forgot. Something
No.
topical. I guess.
Topical.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about stuff in the news, and I had some, but it's gone now. I had a bit
What's in the
too,
news?
but I'm just completely blanking. I like, my lexicon is like destroyed today too. I think I'm just really tired. I can't.
No, don't fall apart now.
I know. Well, no. I mean, I'm still down to podcasts, but it's like, oh, I really wish I could remember this, because when I thought about it, it was really funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I just gotta. Well, I'm doing this on no caffeine, which is part of the problem. Because I want to get some sleep. We might go to Madison tomorrow. I'm gonna join a gym, so Gonna go
Oh,
check that
nice.
out tomorrow.
Yeah, now that you can afford it.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about that. I guess I'm not poor anymore, which is nice, I guess. Now I'm just out of shape. I'd rather be poor and in shape than out of shape and rich.
Yeah, by being poor, it keeps you in shape.
Yeah, that's true. But not really when I live with my parents, because they
Yeah.
aren't poor, so they can buy whatever they want. But I mean, what was keeping me poor wasn't being in shape. Being in shape was keeping me in shape. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Like a lot of like it is inertia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you got a good like body, good muscles, like it's hard to ruin it because like it's hard to out eat your muscles.
Yeah. True.
But
It's kind of like conducting. Like different. Like metals are really good conductors when it comes to a temperature, and our bodies were not good conductors when it comes to change. If that metaphor made sense at all.
I'm processing it right now. It's an
Sorry
interesting
if that
one.
didn't make sense, but like that's
Well,
kind of what got me. That what I thought of when you said that.
yeah, I mean, we'll I'm sure it makes sense, but I would need to like process it, and that wouldn't make for good podcasting if I was just like sitting here thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we'll give you an episode to think on it.
Yeah, I'll think on that analogy. It's an interesting one. I mean, yeah, our bodies are like really good at homeostasis, so yeah, they like often like to maintain shit. But right
Yeah,
now,
they're
I'm like,
better maintainers than changers.
yeah, right now I'm not worried about like cutting fat. I'm just trying to build muscle, getting
So
beefy.
how's that going for you right now?
It's going all right. You saw that picture. I'm pretty
Yeah.
beefy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. And then I'll just cut it all and I'll be shredded.
Nice.
And then comes the real hard part, which is talking to women.
Oh yeah, for sure. The hardest
Yeah.
part of the whole process.
I mean, I've had some interesting conversations with the part of the hard part is like all my women coworkers, English is their second language.
Oh shit.
So, like, a lot of conversations that wouldn't be awkward become awkward when you're trying to filter through a language barrier.
Yeah, because they'll misunderstand it. It takes you longer to explain it then.
Yeah. Well, and like, I'm busy. I'm in and out. Like, I'm never in the back because I'm always out delivering shit. Yeah. My last shift, I walked 15 miles.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And
Damn, you should get like a Segway or something.
nah, dude, I don't like Segways.
Oh, you think they're stupid?
Yeah, they look dumb. Hoverboards look okay. They still look kind of dumb, but Segways look really fucking stupid.
So I'm taking you weren't a fan of that Mall Cop film then.
No, I love Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Okay. Is it because he was good at making the Segway look stupid?
It's because I see myself in Paul Blart Mall Cop. I was pretty much a mall cop for a little while.
You're
I
the
mean-
DTA cop.
Yeah. And I was similarly incompetent and not threatening at all. I don't know why they thought I would be a good idea for security, but the guy who worked
They're
there...
taking anyone.
Well, yeah, they were taking anyone. But the guy who worked there, like, most of the time was even less threatening because he was, like, 5'3". He was, like, this guy who was, like, really into MMA. Those, like, bald guys who wear, like, tap-out shirts.
Yeah, like Colin.
Yeah, like Colin. But, like, it's like, dude, you're 5'3". Like, it doesn't matter how built you are. Well, first of all, this guy wasn't built, but it doesn't matter how built you are. If you're 5'3", some you don't have reach advantage over like the majority of the population. The majority of the
Yeah,
population
no.
is just gonna hold your head while you try and swing like a fucking cartoon. Like I'd
I'd like to
imagine.
see that.
I don't want to sound like it because this guy was really nice and I did kind of fuck him over, but I'd imagine that like most people would just laugh if he told them to stop like fighting or something. They did to me too,
Yeah.
but I'm also not very threatening looking.
Yeah, that's
I-
for a whole nother reason, though.
Why?
Well, you just don't seem like the kind of guy that would go into a fight.
That's true. I have been in fights before, but I'm not super like I'm confrontational, I guess I would say, but I'm not an angry person. Like part of the
I'm
problem is
sorry, what was that?
I said I guess I'm a confrontational guy, but like I'm not an angry person.
Yeah.
Like I very seldomly felt the urge to punch someone.
No, I don't get how people can lose their cool like that.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever
Like-
seen you get like super mad to the point where you're gonna punch something or someone.
Oh. Yeah, there's no reason to get that mad.
Yeah. I mean, like, I felt that way in junior high a couple of times. And
Yeah.
maybe the beginning of high school. And then it's all just like laughing, just laughing it off. And I think guys like us developed a sense of humor evolutionarily.
That was definitely me. Back in junior high, there were times where I want to punch someone, but then eventually I decided to go with the tactic of like, what if I agree with their insults? What would happen? And it just
Oh.
made them laugh when I agree with it. But I'm like, okay, I'll just make them laugh then.
I wouldn't agree with them. I'd just be like, yeah, well, I'm gonna put a fucking bomb in your locker, dude. I would just like whisper that to them.
Shit. So we were two different people in junior high.
Well, I like would do it jokingly.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, if you don't stop, I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna go ape mode.
Shit.
But no, I'm saying like evolution, like at a prehistoric level, guys like us who like were less threatening physically maybe developed senses of humor to survive. Do you think
That's
that
actually
might be it?
interesting.
Do you think that might be it?
Maybe. I don't know how that would work against like the tigers, lions, and bears. Though.
I'm saying about fellow man, dude. This is after
fellow man.
this is after they became a threat. Like I'm talking like, like the pyramids time,
Pyramids times when there were civilizations.
Yeah.
So not quite so prehistoric, but post-prehistoric.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to think of like when humor became a human trait. Because it is like almost, I think it's pretty much an exclusively human trait, don't you think?
It's hard to say because I don't know what dogs are saying to each other.
Yeah, and you don't know what dogs are thinking. Sure, but I mean,
Yeah.
like it had to have like we didn't like come predisposed with humor. Like we evolved into it. I think humor's a societal thing.
Yeah, it's definitely. We definitely didn't start with humor, but we learned it. We learned as we grow up. We learn what humor is, and it makes us laugh. And when you laugh, that feels good. So the people kept wanting more of that humor, and I think that's how it sort of developed into a trait for us people.
So you think it was like a positive endorphin kind of reaction, and that people just. But like, how was it discovered? Is what I mean. Like, It's like, how did it come
Probably-
about?
It probably was discovered through some sort of injury, and then someone thought that was really funny when that guy got injured.
That's what I was thinking. But
I
say
think
you were,
that's
say-
gotta be the first joke.
say you were raised by wolves. Would you then understand humor in any capacity, do you think?
I wouldn't think so, because like you wouldn't be associated with other people.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, when in society do you think humor developed?
It's definitely within society.
Yeah. Which is interesting. I think it was a defense mechanism against people who were just like, oh, I'm going to take your shit. It was a method of defending oneself by allying and
I
camaraderie.
could see that, but I feel like the first humor was definitely like found on accident.
Maybe. I think it was like I think it was a defense mechanism, and that's why women aren't funny. Because they didn't have to defend
What
themselves.
was that, Sam?
I said I think it was a defense mechanism, and that's why women aren't naturally funny.
I'm sorry, I missed all that. My connection was bad there.
You missed the punchline, dude. I think that is why. I think it's a defense mechanism, and I think that's why women aren't naturally funny.
Okay. I could somewhat see that.
I don't know, man.
I still think like most things, it's usually found on accident.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Like, I feel like life is just full of accidents, and that's how we develop. But we learn from those accidents, and we learn what's what.
Well, some of life is reason. Like, we understand that, like, sticks hurt, and that's why we started using them as weapons.
It was probably discovered on accident first, though. How do we know that it hurt?
Well, we figure it's hard. We've been hit by hard things before.
Or maybe someone accidentally whacked a stick at another guy and is like, hey, this would be a good weapon.
Or, you just... I don't know. I think some of it's inherently... You thinking, like, okay, well, this would do some damage.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like... I don't think all of our inventions and discoveries were accidents.
Okay,
I get what you're saying.
Definitely not all the inventions, but the early ones I feel like were.
Yeah.
Like the Manhattan Project was not an accident.
yeah. But you think the wheel was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone just found this round thing and started rolling it, and it was like, hey, this might be a good thing to like move things around.
Well, some guy was trying to make a figurine to jack off to, and he accidentally carved a circle and dropped it, and it started rolling, and he's like, well, hey, maybe I could use that for something other than wanking off to. I'm pretty sure those were what were you going to say?
It's crazy that like the wheel is probably, it's honestly the greatest invention ever because it's used in so many things, but we'll never know who invented it.
Yeah. I think I know who invented it.
Ooh.
I don't know. Some Egyptian guy. Probably.
I thought it was invented in like Mesopotamia.
Egypt is part of Mesopotamia.
No, it's not.
I'm looking it up right now.
Mesopotamia lies in between the Tigris and Euphrates River, and it's over like where Iran and Iraq are.
Yeah. But it's by Egypt.
Egypt is in Africa. Mesopotamia is in Asia.
Well, I mean, here's the
I
thing.
played Risk. I know where Mesopotamia is.
Before they even discovered the wheel, they made figurines to jack off to. And Mesopotamia is... part of it is in Egypt.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Are you looking at like where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers are?
Yes, but it also stretches into Syria, Lebanon, and Israel, and Egypt. So
I want to see this for myself now.
So, listeners, I'm also right. Like always.
Believe it.
It's true. But, I don't know, man. I mean, the interesting thing is, have you ever seen those figurines that they made?
I have not actually.
Yeah. It's like ancient porn.
Really?
Yeah. I can't imagine what those guys were thinking. Like, all the women were naked then anyways, so why did they have to carve naked women?
Okay, so if this was in Mesopotamia, which is modern day Iran and Iraq, maybe they're wearing those shawls all the time, and the men got tired of just seeing shawls over women, and it's like, I gotta see something.
So the invention of clothing was the advent of the invention of porn, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Interesting. I think that's a good hypothesis. You could do a thesis on that, dude.
Yeah, this will be my thesis to get me into the graduate school for when I never do that.
Do you think the invention of clothing was also the advent of the invention of rape?
Maybe. The
Yeah.
woman got tired of the men just looking at them and just taking advantage of them, so they decided to hide it through clothing.
Well, when they were just naked, all the women were asking for it, so it wasn't rape. I'm kidding. But I don't know. That's an interesting thought. I think that it's interesting seeing that, like, I think jacking off was natural from the beginning.
Yeah.
You ever see the guy from Pompeii? Who he like, you know what I'm talking about, when Vesuvius erupted, and he's like mummified, jacking off.
I don't recall that, but like, I believe it.
Yeah, it's insane. It's funny. That's how he spent his last moments.
Damn.
Yeah, there's like also...
What a way to go.
I mean, yeah, but I bet he didn't even climax. I bet he was like close, and then he just...
Oh, and then the volcano hit, and man, that's shitty way to go. Like, just almost there, and it just doesn't happen.
No. I think that's the best way to go, because if it happens, then you're set. After, you feel like shit. It's like any pleasure ever. All the world's greatest pleasures are extremely close and synonymous with disgust.
Yeah. Okay, here's how I think of it, though. Imagine watching a movie, right?
Yeah.
And you're watching it all the way through, but then you get to like the last 30 minutes of the movie and it just stops. Like, it's frozen. It will not go any further.
Sure, but your life is done anyways. Your consciousness is completely wiped out.
Yeah, but like, what was that whole afterlife thing? Like, I like to think you still have your memories once you get to the afterlife. Just my personal opinion.
Well, true. I'm not arguing about the afterlife, but what I'm saying is, like, the movie... if the movie just stops, you know, but your life does too, and you're in the afterlife. So, like, the movie, it's inconsequential if it stopped or not, because you're preoccupied with the afterlife.
I still want to see what happened in those last 30 minutes.
Well, theoretically, if there's an afterlife, you probably know.
make you all knowing all of a sudden.
Well, no, I'm saying like either you know or it doesn't matter anymore. You don't need that information in the afterlife.
And technically, you don't need that information at all. But like it. Are
But
you
you
saying
know-
in the afterlife you don't need anything like any of those chemicals in your, I guess, in your non-existent brain now?
Yeah,
Like you don't need the dopamine.
yeah, you don't. I mean,
I guess you don't need the dopamine, but like,
here's my point. After a movie, don't you kind of like feel empty? You're like, oh, it's over now. Or like after watching a series, you know what I mean?
yeah,
you don't know what
okay,
to do
I
with
understand
yourself?
that feeling. Yeah,
You don't want to go out feeling that way. You want to go out feeling entertained. It's just like, okay, it's just like, think about this. The idea of having a bag of chips in your lap that's unopened, the pleasure there is way more than the pleasure you
of
get
it gone.
of it gone, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like a piece of shit if I eat a whole bag of chips.
Exactly. And that's kind of how you feel after masturbating, man.
Okay.
You just feel disgusting. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, any of, like, life's great pleasures, at least the hedonistic pleasures, are very synonymous with disgust.
Alright, well, I still think you'd want to at least get to the peak at least. Like, maybe
Yeah.
not end, but like at least get to the peak and then volcano hits you and then you're done.
Well, I agree. The ideal way would be if you were climaxing right when you got killed.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Well, but the climax is such a small point, it'd be very hard. You'd have to time it out. And then you'd
Oh
be
yeah, it'd be
distracted.
very hard to do, but like that'd be fucking impressive, and what a way to go if you do that.
That's
like that'd be
true.
perfect.
That's true. Wow, we can really talk about anything for...
Yeah, that one went on a bit longer than I thought it would.
What a way to fill time. But you did
I
bring...
was-
I
go
totally
ahead.
agree with you, though. I mean, I think we come from a similar place.
yeah.
What were you going to say?
Okay.
Sorry.
So I'm still looking at the map for like Mesopotamia, and as I'm looking, do you know there's a city in Turkey called Batman?
I think I, like, heard that somewhere when I was a kid, and I was like, no way.
Batman Turkey.
Batman Turkey. The name Turkey just, like, I don't even think of a country, really.
Yeah, when I first heard that country name in like elementary school, I'm like, what? Is there a country called Chicken too?
Yeah. I remember hearing about Georgia, the country, and I remember thinking, oh, they're copying. Yeah. No, the country.
Yeah, I know. I know you're talking about the country. Yeah, I'm like, no way, no. It's just a state in the U.S. That's not a country.
I was talking to this guy that I was delivering to, and I was like, oh yeah, where are you from? And he's like, obviously foreign. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm from this country by Russia. And I was like, oh yeah, what country? And he's like, Georgia, the country. And it's like, you just know this guy. Like, everyone has asked them, like, oh, Georgia, the state?
Oh, you mean the state?
Yeah, or they just think he's talking about the state, you know? They like...
Dude, you should have been like, oh, you mean the state?
I thought about it, but I was like, well, I gotta make some other deliveries. I fuck with people all the time, though, on the job.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, and you know, every 5 minutes, if someone goes, oh, is that pizza for me? And I'm like, wow, you know, hilarious and original, you know. Have you ever thought about comedy? Yeah, there's some real fucking comedians there.
Yeah. Always saying the same shit as everyone else. Unoriginal.
Yeah. I really can't stand 95% of the population is just so unfunny to me. I know I'm not an especially funny person, but as an unfunny person, I know when someone's not being funny.
You may not be funny to a lot of people, but like at least you have your own niche.
Yeah, I do have a niche. Yeah.
A niche, yeah.
Niche. Yeah, like.
Niche, same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can pronounce it either way.
Oh,
It's
really?
like- I've heard it pronounced either way. It's like one of those words that I used to pronounce genre.
Yeah, I remember back in second, or it was either first or second grade. We're talking about like different elements of a book, and at that point, though, we had also learned how to like sound out like all the different letters in the alphabet. And when the word character came up, I had to say the word, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a tractor," and everyone thought I said tractor.
That sounds like a dinosaur, dude. Tractor.
Tractor. Like when you first see that word, like that's what you think, right? Like when you sound out the letters.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I was wrong. I'm sorry that the English language is the most confusing shit ever.
I remember like when I was like in 7th grade, like I didn't know the name Chloe, and this one girl, like I met this one girl at this party, and she like gave me her number, but like she slipped me her number, but I didn't know her name, and I was like texting her. I was like, "What's your name?" And she was like, "Oh, it's she texted me as like Chloe." And then I saw her in person, and I was like, "Hey," I said Cholo. I thought her name was Cholo. What if she was like she's like just like "Sup, Holmes?"
What if that's actually how she pronounced it? You accidentally got it right.
Yeah, my name's Cholo.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna start mispronouncing names on purpose now.
Yeah, my name's Cholo. You wanna get some taquitos and
What's up, Same?
Same. Sem. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I mispronounce all my coworkers' names. I try
Because all
though.
your coworkers are foreign.
Yeah. I work with a guy named Joao. So it's Joao.
Joao.
Yeah.
Joao.
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 Yeah, Joao.
Joao. Yeah, that'd take me a bit to get used to.
Yeah. Well, he's like Brazilian, and I understand a little bit of Spanish, un poco español, but
well, Brazil is Portuguese, so that
yeah,
would
that's
not
what I was
help
gonna
you.
say. Like like Portuguese, I don't understand.
It's similar to Spanish, but slightly different.
It's actually like not similar to Spanish at all. Like they have
the numbers are similar.
The numbers are similar, and there's some similar words, but like my other friend at work, Javier, does not understand any Portuguese. Like it might be somewhat similar, but it's not similar enough for them to like be able to speak.
Okay.
Like
I was about to say it's probably as similar as Ukrainian, the language Ukrainian being similar to Russian.
It's not even that close, bro. It's
not even that close, really.
Yeah. Well, and in Spanish, it's like you'd say estoy cansado if you were tired.
Yeah.
That means like I am tired. And in Portuguese, it's like pretty much the same. But they shorten everything, so it's not just the
oh shit.
The it's not just the words, it's the la lingua, it's the cadence, and like they would say estoy cansado.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why talk many word when few word do trick?
Yeah, pretty much this. Yeah, it's pretty much that. Well, and I mean, like, there's even
I can
different.
see how it makes sense, but like at the same time, you might be missing some key info when you're talking like that.
Yeah, I mean, but like it's like they're just so used to it. Like, I mean, I have to speak slower when I'm at work because it's like you just get used to talking so fast in your native language. But like I'm sure to like
Oh yeah, for sure.
someone who's like that's how it is with me with Spanish. Like if someone speaks slowly to me, I can like understand somewhat. But like if they talk really fast to me, it's like, excuse me.
Yeah, I've been told that I talk pretty quick for my English too. Like I gotta slow down, but whatever.
Yeah, me too. Especially when I'm trying to like, especially when I've had a lot of caffeine or something.
Yeah, or
like,
if I'm like just really excited to say something.
yeah. I've done that before too, and then it's like, fuck.
I get louder and faster when I'm excited.
Yeah. I've seen that before. It's funny though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know it's a good story when I'm loud and talking fast.
Yeah. I love those stories where you like you start laughing before you can even tell it.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, why is this guy laughing?
Yeah. I always do that with the fish story in my high school. Like for some reason that always makes me laugh.
Yeah. Is that the one with the fish in the locker?
Yeah, I've told it on the podcast before. I'm like, I can't reuse that on episode 9.
Yeah. You can always tell the Dr. Pepper story.
Oh no, not yet. That's an episode
Too soon.
or that's for a later episode.
The episode 10 anniversary?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, the thing about that is like it's not even that funny of a story. It's just like it just highlights how stupid I was.
Yeah.
I don't know though. It was fun to me.
Yeah. I'd say I feel like it was definitely worth the pain for that, just to have the story.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't. I didn't regret it. I was like, hell yeah, because a girl saw my penis, and I dated her later.
Shit.
I remember at the time it was my friend Chris's girlfriend, but like they broke up, and then she kind of went around the friend group. That's how it was, like. With a lot of girls. A lot of me and my friends dated the same girls, and I dated a lot of different girls, and I dated a lot of girls from other high schools too.
It's weird because like in our culture it seems like a thing like you don't want to do, like date your friend's ex-girlfriend or whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, we just didn't give a fuck. Like it's not something you want to do if that friend like still has feelings for her.
Okay, yeah.
Or if it was like a really long, bad breakup or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then it's just awkward. But it's like, relationships back then, even if they were serious, they weren't serious. Now it's like people are having kids together, and it's like...
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, where'd the time go?
I know, I'm still trying to learn how to fold my laundry correctly, like... I can't have a fucking kid.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't have the responsibility to be able to take care of a kid right now. I could watch a kid for maybe a day and or two, but like that's about the extent.
Yeah. I don't even think I could do that. I can't even, like, all my plants die and shit. And I've heard those are easier to take care of than kids. I'm not sure, but
I mean, they don't move around like kids, so they stay in one spot, so you can't lose them.
Yeah, true. I guess if I had a child leash. Oh, I did spot a child leash in the wild working yesterday.
Oh. I
Yeah,
thought those
bro.
were a myth.
No, they're real.
Get back. Back. Heal.
Yeah.
Or I
yeah.
thought they were just in movies.
She's like, Mason, stop looking out the window and keep going.
Heal, Mini-Me, heal.
Yeah, she like gives him a treat.
Good boy.
I wonder how those leash kids, like, how they grow up to be.
Yeah. Or how long do they stay on the leash?
Yeah. I mean, do they make adult leashes? Probably.
Probably.
It's probably
I
like
could see that being a kinky thing.
Yeah, it's a fetish thing for sure, but they make them. I wonder
Not
if
for the
anyone,
same reason, but they make them.
I wonder if anyone uses it for leash purposes. Like, oh, I'm taking my husband out for a walk. It's just me. I'm like, wow, it's really bright out. She's like, Sam, speak when spoken to.
It's running all over the place.
Can we get
Ew.
a Dr. Pepper? No, Sam,
Look at the ice cream over there.
Sam,
Can we go outside? We already are outside.
Sam, put the cup back. Sam, apologize to that man.
Aw, Sam, stop rolling in the mud.
I feel like that would be a really fucking funny prank to do.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Do that for
about
our stream.
Yeah. I was thinking about good pranks, and you know what I want to do is I want to get like a construction uniform and get a couple of friends and then just direct traffic on like a small side street. Have some beers, dude, just be smoking. Just be like, stop, wait, no, stop, go, okay, go, wait, no, stop.
Well, I think I see a deer crossing right now. Never mind, that's just a cataract in my eye. Go ahead.
Yeah. We should do that, man.
Yeah. Oh, dude, so today for work, it was, this is a bit off topic, but it's one of my coworkers' birthdays, so I got sent out to buy a cake for her. And, like, I didn't have to use my own money, I was given money for this. So I went to the Super One in town and just decided to look for the most one of the most childish cakes that I could find, and I found a cake that said, "Have a roarsome birthday." It just had a big old dinosaur printed on the cake. Like, this is perfect. Yeah, that's a story.
Was my picture up there?
I actually didn't look to see if your picture's there. I didn't go to the one in Superior. I went to the one in Duluth, so I don't know if that would make...
I'm not allowed in any of them. Folks, I'm not allowed in Super One for about a year. I'm banned from the premises.
Yeah. Next time I go to the one in Superior, I'll check, because, like, I feel like it'd be more likely that you'd be posting that one than the others, since that was the one of the incident.
True. I know I'm in a book somewhere. They took my picture.
Hey, at least you're in a book. I don't think I'm in a book yet.
Yeah, true. Yeah, somewhere down in the annals of history, I am in a Super One book.
Yeah, you're recorded. I wish I could be recorded like that. Well, maybe not in that way, but like, I just want to be recorded in the history books.
Well, you know what? You know what you do to get put in that book? You should go there with some fondant. Well, no. Buy some fondant and go there, and just like go in the cake case while no one is looking, and write with the fondant like, "This cake is 100% non-wheat, gluten-free, vegan."
How would they know security cameras.
Yeah. And then just run out, and they can't charge you. They probably wouldn't go find your license plate because it's not like punishable enough. Well, maybe. I mean, I guess it's kind of like technically vandalism or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's similar level of that one lady taking that one thing of ice cream out of the freezer, licking and putting it back in.
Well, no, because you're not. Well, yeah, I guess because it's like if people have allergies.
False advertising.
I
I'm
guess.
false advertising and blaming on Super One.
I guess if you print it out, you could print out like just like a paper that says that and stick it on there.
Yeah, okay, I guess like the sheet of paper, you could tell like it's definitely. Fuck, I don't know. I guess like if only an idiot would actually believe the frosting or the sheet of paper, but like there are idiots out there.
Yeah, true.
Smart people who would take advantage of it and then sue for money.
Go to the steak at Walmart and print out something that says, "This cow was fed 100% vodka and green beans."
Vodka and green beans.
Yeah, and then on the sheet, like get like a picture of like a really ripped cow or something.
Shit.
The vodka green bean cow.
Vodka green bean cow. Gotta get that cow.
Hell yeah. Dude, I'm getting pissed off. Every second, someone is popping up on my Steam notifications that they're playing Elden Ring.
Oh my god. I want to play it so bad. I really want to go to Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio looks
Also-
dope.
How is it that it takes place in Ohio? Like, is that real? It can't be real, right?
That's a meme. It
I
doesn't
know
actually.
it's a meme. But like, why? Why is it a meme?
I don't know. It's just funny. Let me search it right now.
Like, how did that start up?
Well, I don't know. You know, it's like one of those things. It's like, oh, yeah, it actually takes place in Detroit. You know, it's just funny. It's ridiculous. It's not believable.
Detroit would have been even more funny.
Yeah. Okay, so
No, actually, Bloodborne takes place in Detroit.
yeah, Bloodborne is Detroit, dude. I can only imagine, like, no, dude. I
Dude, the
bet,
people there act the same.
dude. No, I bet like there are like villages in England where it's actually like that. Like people dress like that and they sound like that. They're always yelling at you, like,
Oh,
"Oh!"
and are they lurking around corners and jumping out at you with a pitchfork and trying to stab you?
Probably. Like Welsh people,
Land.
dude. I bet that's like a town in Wales. I'm sure is exactly like that. Exactly like Yarnum.
Shit.
All right.
I need to get back on that game. Like, I'm still so curious about the lore behind Yarnum. I need to learn more.
Yeah. All right, folks. Now this is a complete Bloodborne lore podcast. So let's talk about it. The werewolf. He was raised by his dad, who is Chinese, and his mom, who is French. And his mom cut off his balls at a very young age so that he could
Also,
sing
he's a
opera.
eunuch.
Yeah, so he could sing opera. And he was very mad about that. So his Chinese father taught him how to be a werewolf, as we know, because all Chinese people know how to shapeshift. And that's how Father Gascon, that's how his origin came about. Cleric Beast. The Cleric Beast happened
Oh, yeah, it's the Cleric Beast.
when people all just started flushing their pubes down the toilet. They accumulated.
Cleric
And
Beast
then-
is the first boss, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The pubes accumulated, and some gypsy found them in a sewer and cast a spell. And so the Cleric Beast is a bunch of animated pubes. And
That sounds like a similar plot line to the movie Velocipaster, if you've ever seen that.
no, I've seen it before. Like I've seen posts about it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah. Here's the actual summary for Velocipaster. After losing his parents, a priest travels to China, where he inherits a mysterious ability that allows him to turn into a dinosaur. Although he is horrified by the new power, a hooker convinces him to use it to fight crime.
Yeah, dude, we could write a movie like that in 3 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, I love the idea. Like, it is just the most unique thing ever.
If we could get that kind of funding, dude, we could make a movie way better.
Oh my god, I'm seeing images of it. The dinosaur is so... It looks like someone is dressed up in one of those big dinosaur costumes. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the inflatable ones?
Yes.
That looks like what the dinosaur is.
Oh my god.
It looks so bad.
Anyways, it's been an hour and a half. You got anything else?
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty blank now.
Yeah. I think we're going to wrap it up because I got some material I want to save for next episode, which is our 10th episode, which is an anniversary of some sort because it's
we
not
made the
an
10.
anniversary, but it's a celebration of the number 10. So stay tuned
like
for
who
that.
would have thought we made the 10?
Yeah, and eat all the cakes you want from Super One because they're gluten-free and vegan.
Yeah, for sure. And don't forget, folks, to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, or don't.
Or don't.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Or never look at us again.
Yeah, it's all up to you.
Yeah, we don't care. Also, Andrew, our podcast is cool. We are funny, and we're cooler than you because you're only playing League of Legends, you loser.
Dude, at this rate, he's not even going to hear this message.
Oh, he'll hear it.
I'll
send it to him.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, folks. Goodbye, good night. Have a good rest of your night, and if the world doesn't end by the time our next episode comes up, stay tuned.
Yeah. I know I will.